Eat your heart out, I'm Cannibal, and we have a quick video here updating everyone to let you know that Dark Falz Luther is now in the Phantasy Star Online 2 beta, and I'm going to tell you how to beat him. Now, if you're anything like me and you played a little bit on Japanese server, but maybe haven't fought Dark Falz Loser for a while, or you're encountering him for the first time, you probably don't know the strategy to beat him, and probably had a really tough time fighting him the first time, maybe even failed the mission. Now that's exactly what I did. My team actually ended up going overtime and not killing him within the 35-minute time frame, so we ended up failing. That encouraged me to go look up all the information on this guy so we can figure out how to beat him correctly so you can complete it, get the items, get the XP, and do it right next time. Now there's a few things that you need to know, but I'm going to start out with the most important one. Dark Falz has a giant clock on his chest. That clock actually hides a weak point. Now you need to create a status effect on the clock so that it reveals the weak point. What status effect is that? Well, it's actually called Bllind. And there's a few ways to inflict it that you may not know because it's pretty much useless in any other circumstance except this fight right here. Now, the first way I'm going to tell you to inflict the Bllind status effect is going to be by using wind techniques. If you're playing a caster, you have access to these. So I'm talking everything from Zan to Zanverse. All of these wind techniques have an effect called Bllind that they have a potential to inflict. So if you look on the bottom right of the screen, you'll actually see that right underneath PP cost, it says blinded and has a little blind symbol. That means that that attack has the potential to cast Bllind upon the enemy. So basically, use these wind techniques on the clock until you inflict the Bllind status. Once you do that, the clock will move out of the way and reveal a weak point behind it. Wail on that weak point because you've got exactly 17 seconds until it pops back up on there and closes itself. So this is your big damage opportunity. Blind the clock, deal damage to the weak point. So wind techniques are your friend, but there's actually more ways to inflict blind than just this. If you play Ranger, you're going to have an exclusive job in this mission of casting blind, because you have the easiest way to do it. If we go into the Ranger skill tree, where all the different ammos are, so I'm talking panic shot, bind shot, all of these special ammos that you can load into your assault rifle and launcher, you'll notice that one is called blinding shot. It's a special ammo exclusively for the launcher. Once you get the skill, all you need to do is pop that ammo right into your launcher and unload on the clock. It's going to proc the blind status effect, and you're going to get the weak point revealed. 17 seconds of free damage. Now, the other way to cast blind on an enemy is actually through the abilities that your weapon can unlock. If we take a look at my Nox Placis, you can see that it has some abilities at the bottom. Underneath where it says Tech Power and underneath where it says Wind, you'll see some abilities. I don't have the Blind ability, but if you enhance the weapon, you can unlock these, and Blind is one of them. And it means that your weapon has the potential to proc that status. Now, that's much harder to go after and deals much more with RNG than our other two methods, but it is a way you can get the blind status effect if you're not playing a caster or you're not playing a ranger. Now, I'm sure there are other ways for other classes that I haven't mentioned to blind enemies. However, I don't know them off the top of my head, and I feel like I've given you some really good options. I hope this is helpful, but before we leave, I do want to talk about something that I think is screwing people up during this fight. In fact, I know it is, because in my fight with Dark Falz, I forgot the strategy, and so my team was doing exactly what they're not supposed to. During the fight, you'll notice that Dark Falz arms actually have armor on them. You can attack these arms, and all the damage you're doing is dedicated to breaking off the armor that's on his arms. Well, when I say all the damage is dedicated to that, what I mean is none of that damage actually counts towards HP damage for the boss. So if you're running around the entire fight like my team was, breaking the armor off the arm and doing all that damage, none of it is actually affecting the boss's HP, which is probably why you're going to time out of the quest and fail. However, if you do break the armor off of the arm, and his arm is revealed for the skinny little thing that it is, all of the damage you do to it then does count for HP damage. So what does this mean? This means that if you are able to break the armor off of his arms fast enough to actually get good damage onto them, then it's a viable strategy. However, if your team is running around and attacking these arms and not able to break the armor on top, well, all that damage is wasted. So you might as well just go for the blind effect onto the clock. It's going to be much better, and it's going to give you 17-second windows of opportunity to deal massive damage. Now, this was not a guide telling you how to avoid all his attacks or anything like that, because they're all pretty self-explanatory, and honestly, I play Bouncer, so I have huge iframes and I can dodge through anything with my epic backflip. I know gunners also have major iframes, but if you don't, you're just gonna have to figure it out for yourself. Memorize his patterns. What I've told you is how to do damage to him. Staying alive is on you. If you found this helpful, and if you go in after this, use the blind status effect, and are able to defeat him, whereas before you weren't, please give this video a like and comment down below letting me know if it helped you or not. It really helps me, and it encourages me to make more videos on hard bosses and strategies for them that people might be struggling with in the future. I hope you enjoyed this really short video. Hopefully you learned about the blind status effect. You'll go in and you'll kill him next time. Eat your heart out, and I'll see you then.
The fallen. I am one with the Akashic records.